Well, hey family, this is Darlene. Wanted to thank you for stopping by the Jewelry by BDK YouTube channel. I know you didn't come here for a sermon. So here's the video, and we'll talk soon.
Well, hey family, happy Friday. This is Darlene, and let's make something really pretty. It is Friday. I'm so glad it's Friday. I just don't know what to do. I just don't know what to do. And before we know it, it will be Monday. So anybody who work a regular job, it's like you already know. Let me try to enjoy this time because before we know it, it's gonna be Monday all over again. So what I did is I went ahead and threaded this wire focal because it was a little difficult for me to thread only because I didn't do the hole wide enough up here. So I had a challenge trying to put the cord in. So I said, you know what? So I'm not doing that on camera. Let me just go ahead and figure out a way to get the cord in. So I did have to use these pliers, and maybe I should have did it on camera and then that way you could have seen, but I'll do it next time. So I had to take the end and just kind of put it in between the wire and like really kind of press it to make it open up some, and then it did. But then what happened is when we got to the other side, it was like the cord didn't want to go through this part. So I don't know if I skipped a beat as far as wrapping the wire on this part, but this one was a little challenge. Usually it's not the way that I wrap the wire, but anyway, this is how we did this one. And we're just gonna use some of our black and white, white and gold beads, and some of these small gold beads, and then we'll just see what we put together. Hopefully it'll be something pretty we can put on a couple websites. And then I do need to take pictures of some product and then put them on the websites where I sell my pictures. Has anybody else gotten into that yet, where you take pictures of your products and then put them on the different websites? iStock is one of them. Pixels is another one. Pixels, Pexels. Those you don't get paid for. However, people can download your pictures for free, and they use them in their multimedia. Maybe like their magazine. It could be like for marketing materials. It could be like for just anything. But the other ones that I sell on, I actually sell on, and Pixels is the one that's free. So if you wanted to try it out, like take some really good pictures, upload your pictures, and just go at it. And I think I was saying that I say it all the time about growth. This is what this is gonna look like. I say it all the time about growth. I know last night in Bible class, they were saying something about organic growth or something, and that is always my mindset: a slow, steady growth pattern, right? And anything that you do every single day, which is consistency, whatever it is that you are doing, you are going to get absolutely amazingly good with it. To the point where you can do it in your sleep. You can do it without looking, like just anything. And whatever it is that you're doing, it grows. So, and that's why I say that all the time, to get started, if that's your plan, to grow whatever it is. I'm trying to thread these, and sometimes these are a little difficult to thread, these little small ones. That's probably why I haven't used them yet. And I'm using the 1.5 millimeter cord. So this is what we're doing right here. But I believe in growth. I believe in consistency. I just happen to believe, and I look at everything like it's a garden. When you start a garden, you got to have good soil. And if you don't have good soil, you got to till the ground. You got to do this whole little process and do all this kind of stuff. And then, find the right place in your yard or wherever you're planting that garden at, so it can be. That's already pretty, huh? Just the beads and stuff. So it'll be with the sun or not with the sun or whatever. So it's like you just got to keep doing it. And then you will find that it grows. And then that's the whole thing. It's like finding our own creative space and living there. Like whatever that is that makes you who you are in the sense of creativity, And it takes a minute, to like try to find our place. It really does. And I think that's why sometimes we'll see people like maybe kind of duplicate another, artist, not necessarily jewelry, but just anything. You'll see people kind of duplicate what other people are doing. That's only because people haven't found their creative space yet. And it takes time. It takes a little time. But eventually, everybody find their place. That's pretty, right? And then before you know it, you're looking at something that's amazing. That's just totally beautiful, unlike anything else. And then that's the whole thing, just consistency. But anyway, let me see. Oh, I like this already, right? I've been really behind on taking the pictures, and the pictures that I got up there do really well. However, I like to keep new, fresh pictures up there because, especially iStock, iStock is like a really good one. So all the whoever big time magazines and whoever go to iStock because I do like really, really well on iStock. Oh, look how pretty. Let me put a couple more. This almost looked like a Christmas bracelet. And then it looks very elegant and rich. So we're going to put a couple more beads on here. I might even put a charm on it. We'll see. This is what I hate. Like one bead will be fine, with the cord to fit in really good. Okay, that's that one. And then let's do this one. I'm thinking I want to ease out and go to Joann's today. I wanted to go yesterday after work because I worked a half a day yesterday. So I wanted to go yesterday, but it was raining. And you already know sugar melt when it get wet. So I wasn't going outside. And I said, Lord have mercy. Hopefully tomorrow, or tomorrow meaning today, will be even clearer day. Oh, that's good. That one will be an even 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to put one more white on here. It'll be a clearer day. And it looks like it's going to be, but it is cold. So I am going to try to run out and go see what they got. I do know somebody had a video up where they went to, and it looks like they found some really good stuff. So, and my whole thing is if it's not, oh, she was saying something about they're not marking the percentage down like what people generally would expect for percentages. Like sometimes it'd be 50, 60, 70, 80% off of stuff. She said something about they weren't doing that because whoever bought it filed bankruptcy, and I don't know about that part because I read something different. But when I go in today, I'll see what the discounts look like, and if they even got anything in the store. That's the whole thing. If they got anything in the store, because people ain't waiting. People just buying up stuff, and they buy up stuff because they already know chances are it's going to be gone by the time by the time the store closes. And I think it's supposed to close in March. The last days are supposed to be sometime in March, in which we're in March. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this. And that's why I like to put information about different things like in the group, in the Facebook group, and then that way information from the source. And then that way people are just not running around. Not saying that the woman is giving bad information, but just so everybody will be on one accord when it comes to information about especially Joann's. That's really pretty. That's really pretty, right? And not even just Joann's. I'll put some information in there about if you live in California, a resident of California. I'll put some information. I'm always giving up some type of information. So I'll put some information in there about businesses and how business structures and other type of different information. Somebody was saying in a group that they needed an LLC to sell at different places, like as a vendor. I've never ran into that. I've only ever needed a seller's permit, temporary seller's permit for that one, or if, or I don't even think they've ever asked me if I was a registered business. Have you guys ever gone through that? Usually it's an application and you fill your application out and put your information on the paperwork. And I think I've even seen them to where if people don't have if their business are not actually registered as a LLC or something, they generally go as a sole proprietor and they use their social security number and stuff. I've even seen paperwork like that. If you don't have an N number or some seller's number or something, you can use your social. I have seen that, but I've never did an event and they said that you had to have an LLC. You guys ever experience anything like that? Where they literally ask you for your stuff outside of the application, like just writing your numbers on there or something? And when I think about it, even like with that, I don't think that I've ever been asked like that. Now the seller's permit, temporary seller's permit, I've always been asked to display that, of course, at the table or wherever you're selling at. And I don't even know, I don't think some of them got far away from that too. So this is really pretty. I wonder if we should put a charm on here while I'm just running off at the mouth. Okay. On this beautiful Friday morning. I am going to put one on here. We're going to put one of these. But it's like, a lot going on. A lot going on. I be saying that all the time, even like in conversations and, my little social circles, I be kind of suggesting and having those conversations with people. Whatever it is that you're doing, get busy. Get busy doing it because these people are showing you your job ain't secure, especially if nothing that you really do is secure when you're dependent on somebody. I'm a double this. When you're dependent on somebody else. And they are showing us that, because remember with a y'all probably can't even see this. Remember with a federal job, remember people couldn't get fired from the federal, they couldn't get fired from the county. Boy, they would everything they fired them people from the county. I used to hear that growing up because that was their thing, get you a county job, a state job, or a federal job. You can't get fired from them jobs. And for years you couldn't. And I don't care what people did, if they went out and stayed out all night, because of course, I know a bunch of people work for the city of San Diego. I got a lot of family that work for the county and work for the city and work for the federal, right? So a lot of them, they be up all night. This when they were younger. They be out all night partying and all that kind of stuff and miss 3 days worth of work. And I'll be like, ooh, Lord, y'all ain't gonna get fired? They be like, ain't nobody get fired from the county, city, or the Fed. This is pretty, huh? That was then, though. They done changed some stuff up. But I have seen where they're saying that people were unlawfully fired. Yeah, because that seemed like that don't make no sense, especially without cause. That's really pretty. Huh. And I like the big old charm on there like that. I think I'm going to make a couple more of these, too. Let's do, well, I'm running off at the mouth. Let's make a sister bracelet to it, too. And I think we're just going to do it with, just the big beads. We're not going to put a focal or anything, but we are going to do a charm. Put a charm on it. But it's a lot going on. I like to watch, I may have mentioned that before. I like to watch that YouTube channel. It's called Upflip. And the reason, Upflip and Business Insider. There's another one I like to watch too. I forget the name of it, but it's all about business. I like Upflip because Upflip is about businesses, like people that started literally startups, like what we do, and how they've taken their business and really grown it. And I've noticed throughout every one of those episodes that I've watched, it seems like the people's financial situation was applicable to the project or the business that they were starting. So one man was making, I think he called cylinders, wine cylinders. And they're cylinders if at a party, like big, nicely made cylinders that keep wine in them, and it makes it, I guess it chills the wine or something. So the money that he had, he used, I think he said like his 401k, his savings or something like such, right? So the amount of money that he had was applicable to start his business. It matched exactly what he needed to start his business. But then at some point he did have to go get a loan. However, the money he had did allow him to start the business. And then I think I talked about this before. Another lady, she had, I think, $110. I think she said $110, but that $110 allowed her to get enough supplies to make, I think she said 12 candles. And then and the way she does her candles is like marble or something. I mean, they're gorgeous, right? And I guess they smell good too, because it was like they smell good. And her $110 allowed her to make 12 candles. She sold every last one of the candles, and then the money she made, she reinvested, and then she kept going and kept going. So she was saying last year, 2024, her earnings was, I think she said it was either between 200,000 or 250,000 just last year, 2024. And I was just like, wow, that is crazy. But I could believe that with the candles because I buy a lot of candles. I burn a lot of candles. I just love the ambience that candles set, the smell, the just the way that they just whole environment that they create. So I love burning candles. I go through candles like I breathe. So I can believe that, that was her earnings. Anywhere between 200, I think she said between 200 and 250,000 for 2024. So I like to watch, it's called Upflip. The YouTube channel is Upflip. So I love to watch those stories of people, how they started. And a lot of them started during the pandemic and they are still thriving. That's why I said the last time that man was in office, a lot of millionaires was made. A lot of millionaires was made. And I think it's a perfect opportunity right now to just, put your head down, do the work, figure out something and keep it moving. If that's what people plan to do. And if you don't plan to do that, it is what it is. I'm going to do this one just like this. And I think I'm going to put a charm on here too. I love these beads. I love the way they came out. I didn't put any gloss on them because I like them like this. They just look really pretty and they are so light. And when I say light, I mean they are light. And I am going to put a charm on this one. I think with this one we can, or maybe we should do another, maybe the same color. I was going to do a different color, but I'm going to try the same color. Ooh, I'm just talking. I don't even know if you guys see me making this. Okay, just run off at the mouth. It's Friday. I'm so glad it's Friday. I don't know what to do. Okay. I really like these. I'm going to put this one on top and put it on this side. And then that's the thing, too. It's about the creativeness of it. Like, even like with your own focal. Oh, my God. Was it Miss Cassandra? I think it was it Miss Cassandra? Oh, my goodness. I think it was Miss Cassandra in the Facebook group. She found this beautiful pendant. And then she surrounded it with like these really nice beads and stuff. And I was looking at the pendant and I was like, see, that's what it's all about. Finding like a beautiful focal point, even if you have to make it yourself and just kind of build around that focal. Because sometimes the focal, you don't need nothing else surrounding it like charms or anything. I do know that beads make a difference in what the piece will look like as well. That's one reason why I started painting my own beads, because I want different. And every one of the websites, that I'm going on and I'm finding the beads and seeing the beads. And like some beads I see, there's some beautiful beads, but they are so expensive. I mean, like crazy expensive, even hand painted ones. And I'm just like, wow, I can't do that. And if you pay what they're asking, you would have to charge an arm and a leg, for the piece that you made using, if you get 4 beads and the 4 beads are $42 for, and I've seen this 4 beads for, and of course I know like if it's like, really expensive gemstones and all that kind of stuff, I get it. What crystals and whatever, I get it. I understand that. But if that's the type of jewelry, that you're making, then that's what you're making. But for me, it's like, it's costume jewelry. It is what it is. I just can't see myself spending that type of money for stones and stuff like that when they're not applicable to the designs that I myself are going to be making. I just can't see that. Or I can see something and they're really expensive or whatever. I'm gonna try to figure out a way to make something look like that the best that I can using some other materials. So it's all about a good focal point, and just figuring stuff out. I'll be seeing people, not in our group and stuff, but just kind of when I watch different videos or watch different stuff, and I just be like, man, people just out here spending money like it's the right thing to do. And when they did that February 28th economic blackout situation, I was thinking that if a lot of people do that, that should show them that you spend a lot of unnecessary money. A lot of times people spend a lot of unnecessary money. So if you going out and like fast food, I can't stand fast food. That's why I always cook. I just can't see giving them my money like that, right? Okay. Every once in a while, I might do a Popeyes chicken sandwich, and that's like every once in a while. But restaurants, I will go eat at restaurants. Most of the time, I'm being treated. So I will do like restaurants, but for the most part, I like my own food. And then like just spending money, just to spend money, just to have. And like for me in my house, if there's no room for it, I don't buy stuff. So my walls are like full. I mean, like full with beautiful African art and all that kind of stuff. And when I started doing the decorating, that's my whole thing. When I run out of wall space, I'm not buying anything else. And I can be somewhere and I can see some beautiful pictures or like be going through the internet and I'll be seeing some jazzy stuff, right? If I buy something, something has to come down and be given away. So I don't like overage. I just don't like all that stuff. But this is what this is. These are gorgeous, right? You guys let me know what you think.